Greetings and welcome to this training video about how to set up a dedicated sending domain, LC email. The first prerequisite here is that 1. You are on LC email. This will be a two-part video series. The first video is going to cover adding a custom domain from the agency perspective and also allowing your sub-accounts or creating a dedicated sending domain for your sub-accounts to send from outside of your agency's sending domain. So first thing you want to do is head it into your agency settings. As you can see, I have no sub-account select. I'm going to hit on settings down here, and I'm going to click on email services. In here you're going to see by default, I am already on LLC connector. So up top here real fast is the domain services, what you're looking at, and then also location settings. This is where you would preset your setting domains by a sub-account. What we'll do first is we are going to set up a default provider, and that's going to be used for our agencies. And that's going to be for password resets. That's going to be for new users' reviews. It's all going to come from that specific domain, and I'm going to be using Namecheap. Let's go in here first and let's set up our first domain. First thing I'm going to do here, if from an agency, I'll probably do not reply at ghl.tor.com. I'm going to grab this domain name here, subdomain, grab this. I'm going to hit save, add and verify. And what I'm going to do is jump into my DNS settings in Namecheap. So as you can see, I'm in the advanced DNS settings, and I have to recreate these records here. So give me a second while I delete these. Okay, so as you can see, it's a pretty fresh domain here, and I'm using it in high level already. I'm going to actually jump in and create a sending domain. So what I did is email do not reply at GCHL tutor, and these are the values I need to input. So what we need to do in here is set up a text record, 2 of them, 2 MX records and 1 CNAME. So let me go ahead and do that. So over here I'm going to add a text record right there. I'm going to have this as do not reply. And value is going to be what it specifies up here. So grabbing that, dropping that in, and making sure there's no additional spaces anywhere, hitting save. I'm going to repeat this again. Text SMTP domain key. Do not reply up to that point right there. Grab that. I'm going to drop that in, grab the value, go back in, drop that in, make sure there's no additional spaces anywhere. Perfect. Hit save. And again. Oh, I might have missed something here, so let me make sure I did that correctly. Go back here, delete it, hit space, no spaces save. Perfect. Next one, let's do the CNAME, go into here, add a record, and we are going to do a CNAME boom. Target is going to be mailgun.org and no additional spaces save. Now we want to head down to MX records, and we need to set a priority of 10. So I'm going to grab. Do not reply. It's the same for both. If you look here, the only variation is MXA and MXB. So we need to set up 2 of those drop down here. Let's set up the first one here, and this is do not reply MXA. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to hit save, and this needs to be 10. Hit save. I'm add another record here, another MX record, and this one we are going to do MXB, and we are going to do not reply, and we set priority to 10. And then what we are going to do is hit save. So do note that once this is set up, propagation can take up to 24 hours. So let's give it a shot right now and see how long it takes. So we have a few verified in here. That's perfect. And what we have is do not reply. Not verified on MXB. So I'll take a look. What I missed. MXA, MXB, apply. Let's try this again. Looks like it's correct. As you can see, SSL is pending and looks like it did verify, so let's just go back and take one more look here to make sure. And as you can see, everything's been verified, and now we are just waiting for SSL to take it to be pending and boom. There you go, it's active. So if you're seeing that it's inactive or pending, make sure that you have set up your DNS correctly here. And if you have verified all the way through the board, you should be good to go. Okay, perfect. So this is what's going to be my default agency sending domain. So anyone that signs up any reset password, and I'm going to select it here by selecting the default. But now I want my customers to send from their own dedicated sending domain. So in case they decide to do a massive list and burn this domain, I don't want them to burn this domain, so I'm going to set up a dedicated sending domain for them. And we'll call this, let's just call this replies.galtor.com, right? So I need to grab replies here. I want to hit add and verify. And then what you want to do in here is, again, go back in here and set up the same thing. So I'm going to just rinse and repeat right here. Add a text record and you can fast forward through this replies. And we are going to do boom, grab that, drop that in automatic, make sure there's no additional spaces, save. One more text report. This time we are going to use KRS domain keys, replies, and the value is going to be this all here. Copy that. Drop that in. Save it. Now we are going to set the CNAME mailgan.org. It's going to be mailgan.org, hit save. And now we are going to go ahead and set up the MX records, and it's going to be replies. So I go down to here, add a new record, replies, and it's going to be just rinse and repeat this. Hit save, priority is 10, and then we are going to add another record here. And this one's going to be replies again, and this is going to be MXB priority 10, and we go ahead and save this. So now we've set up 2 sending domains. One for our agency-related tasks, and then the other is for the sub-accounts to use again. They can add their own custom domain within the sub-account setting, and it'll be exactly the same thing here, but we'll cover that in another video. Hit verify domain and please add the DNS verified domain. So what am I missing? Replies at this one. This is going to be the text record up top. Let's save. Let's try this again. Maybe it didn't pick it up. Looks like it did. Looks like we are in. Perfect. This is our default sending provider. Now we want to actually jump back into email services, go to location settings, and now we can actually set, let's just say these are my sub-accounts, and I don't want them sending from my main sending domain. So what I'm going to do here is go lead connector, and I'm going to select replies right on a case-by-case basis. We can go through each one of these sub-accounts. And what we can do is to test this, we can actually jump into the sub-account and take a look at what shows up in their email services. So again, head down to settings in the sub-account level, head to email services, and over there you can see that now they are sending from replies at Galtor. And if they want, they can go ahead and additionally add their own sending domain here and go through the same process we just went through. But yeah, there you go. As you can see, we are now on the default sending domain. Well, not the default. We are on the dedicated sending domain for sub-accounts. And now we also separated our agency sending domain. If you have any other questions, please let us know. Thanks for listening to this video about how to set up a dedicated sending domain, LC email. For more videos like this, or to make a request for additional training videos, please go to the main menu and add a comment or ticket.